The Garden of Echoes. In a valley hidden from the world, past golden fields and quiet rivers, lay the Garden of Echoes, a place where memories bloomed like flowers and the wind carried the voices of those who were gone. It was said that those who entered with a heavy heart would leave with the warmth of love still lingering, like a whisper on the breeze. One such visitor was Lena, a young girl whose heart ached with loss. Only days before, her beloved dog Finn had passed away, and the world felt cold and empty without him. She hadn't known what to do with the pain. How could she go on without his wagging tail, his bright eyes, his endless love? She had heard stories of the garden, of how it helped those who grieved, but she wasn't sure she believed them. Still, she had nowhere else to turn. Clutching Finn's worn collar in her hands, she stepped into the garden. The moment she entered, the air shifted. The wind carried the soft scent of lavender and fresh earth, and the trees swayed as if welcoming her. The garden stretched before her, glowing with golden sunlight filtering through leaves of every shade: deep emerald, fiery orange, and soft blue like the evening sky. Lena's feet crunched against the path as she wandered forward. The flowers seemed to hum, and as she brushed her fingers against a soft blue rose, something incredible happened. A sound filled the air. "Good boy, Finn," Lena's breath caught. It was her own voice, clear as if she had just spoken. A memory wrapped in the petals of the flower. She squeezed Finn's collar, her heart aching, but for the first time in days, she smiled. As Lena walked deeper into the garden, she noticed someone watching her, a woman with silver hair braided with tiny flowers. Her cloak shimmered in the sunlight, woven with golden threads that seemed to catch the wind itself. "Welcome, child," the woman said gently. "You have come to find what you have lost." Lena hesitated. I just miss him so much." The woman nodded. "Love does not disappear, little one. It lingers in the echoes, in the wind, in the memories we carry." She gestured to the garden. "This place is a gift. Every flower holds a moment, every petal a whisper of the past. It does not take away pain, but it reminds us that love never fades." Lena followed the woman along a winding path where the flowers grew taller, their colors shifting as if reflecting different seasons. Each step brought new whispers, new echoes of laughter and warmth. She saw a boy crouching beside a cluster of golden tulips, eyes filled with wonder as he heard his grandfather's voice again. A woman sat beneath a willow tree, a single tear rolling down her cheek as the wind carried a lullaby her mother once sang. Lena felt something shift within her. She wasn't alone in her grief. Everyone here had loved, had lost, had felt the same ache she did. And yet, the garden wasn't a place of sadness. It was full of warmth, of remembrance, of love that still existed. The woman led Lena to a clearing where a single white tree stood tall. Its branches shimmered like silver, and as the wind danced through its leaves, Lena felt Finn's presence stronger than ever. She closed her eyes. "Finn," she whispered. The wind brushed against her cheek, warm and soft, like the press of a familiar nose. And then a single echo, a joyful bark. Tears welled in Lena's eyes, but this time they weren't only from sadness. She knelt down and placed the small collar at the base of the tree. "You were the best boy. I'll love you always." The wind rustled, as if answering her, and for the first time, the ache in her heart felt lighter. Before Lena left, the woman pressed a small silver charm into her palm. It was shaped like a leaf, delicate and shining. "Carry this with you," she said. Not to hold on to sadness, but as a reminder, love is never lost. It changes, it lingers, it grows within us. Lena nodded, squeezing the charm tight. She knew she would always miss Finn, but now she understood grief wasn't about forgetting. It was about remembering. She turned to leave, but just before stepping out of the garden, she looked back one last time. The wind stirred, and somewhere in the rustling leaves, she swore she heard one last joyful bark. In the days that followed, Lena still had moments where she missed Finn so much it hurt. But instead of pushing the pain away, she let it sit beside her, knowing it was just another form of love. One evening, she sat outside under the stars, rubbing the silver leaf charm between her fingers. Memories of Finn filled her heart, not just the pain of losing him, but the joy of having had him at all. The next day, she visited the animal shelter in town. There, she met a nervous little puppy with big brown eyes. He reminded her of Finn, but he was different, his own story waiting to be written. And when she reached out her hand, the puppy wagged his tail. Lena smiled. Love, she realized, never truly ends. It only finds new ways to shine. Lena visited the Garden of Echoes again years later, when she had grown older and wiser. This time, she didn't come in sorrow, she came in gratitude. She placed a new memory among the flowers, a whisper of love for all who needed it. And as she walked away, the wind stirred, carrying not just echoes of the past, but hope for the future. Grief is not about letting go, it's about carrying love in a new way. It's okay to feel sadness, to miss someone, to cry. But love never truly fades. It lives in the memories, the echoes, and the spaces between. You are never alone.